Recap of Dexter, Resurrection's 10th episode from Season 1, Prater's demise. State enemy law and order. In a vault, locked away. With a corpse. The entire New York Police Department is all around. As the first season finale of Dexter, Resurrection begins, things are not going well for Dexter Morgan, Michael C. Hall. However, Dexter quickly discovers a means to turn his luck around and justice for all. Let's get started. Captured in a vault. By the end of the 9th episode, Dexter was confined in his vault with the body of Angel Batista, David Zayas, who had just been killed by Leon Prater, Peter Dinklage. A wounded Charley, Thurman, has had enough in the aftermath. Prater, however, tightens his hold and charges her to keep watch for 3 days, which is enough time for Dexter to perish from thirst. Theoretically, the plan is sound. Before long, Dexter discovers Angel's phone. Following his friend's departure and the concealing of the body, he calls Harrison, Jack Alcott. In order to gain access to assist Dexter, Harrison agrees to work as a waiter at Prater's gala. They must either find the 8-digit code to escape or persuade Charley to assist. Additionally, they can only attempt the code once. Harrison returns to the penthouse, and Dexter discovers some documents that show Prater has considerably more power over Charley than she thought. Charley isn't in a generous mood when he tries to haggle with her. While Dexter is still in the vault, buried with Leon's secrets, she offers to let Harrison live and leave. After that, she departs to submit her resignation. Meanwhile, Dexter finds the code. The vault opens when Harrison utilizes it. Dexter gets ready to depart, bringing files to aid in future hunts and any evidence that could implicate him. Harrison is urged by him to return through the party and vanish. Harrison finds a way out of the plan's fault, but it's difficult. Prater takes Charley's resignation poorly in the interim. Harrison eventually manages to get away. He is almost free when he is discovered and taken back to the penthouse by an armed Prater. Dexter is also almost free. He's through the garage and on his way out when he gets a call. Harrison owns the phone, but it isn't his. Dexter complies with Prater's request to go back to the penthouse. When he witnesses his son being held at gunpoint, he offers himself as a sacrifice even though he is prepared to kill. Prater isn't interested in a deal, it turns out. Thankfully, Dexter has a fallback strategy. He reminds Harrison of his protection, which is a syringe filled with potent knockout juice. When Harrison gives it to Prater, he faints. Harrison is sent off by Dexter, who promises to see him shortly. Prater is killed by Dexter. Dexter dispatches Prater without any delay. After performing his ceremony in Prater's personal vault, he starts cleaning up. He collects his riches and his proof. However, he sets off the alarm before he departs. All of the police officers below, including Detective Wallace, Kadia Saroff, and Detective Oliva, Dominic Famusa, pay heed to the alert at the ball. They react and locate the serial killer Prater's vault. Along with the gun and Angel's body, they discover Prater's fingerprints on it. Wallace is drawn to the files he leaves behind, particularly the one about the New York Ripper. Dexter uses Prater's yacht in the interim. He gets back into shape and throws his things into the sea. Dexter considers a revitalized existence as he goes. He is once more himself, both in appearance and behavior. However, he is unique. He now genuinely cares about the people in his life. He adores his son. He is grateful to Blessing, Termwine, his friend. Is he able to have it all? As he returns to the harbor, Dexter mulls about that. Seasonal reflections. I watched the entire controversial finale of the original series since I was a fan. When it came back a few years ago, I was thrilled, but it wasn't the Dexter we had anticipated. Fans seem to be more satisfied with this second comeback, which is also reflected in Dexter's meta-monologue at sea. This episode resolved all the loose ends, yet there are still a lot of untapped possibilities. This feels like the beginning of something new rather than an isolated incident. Dexter and Harry, James Remar, are welcome back, but I'm also eager to see what this fresh lease on life will bring. Here, a plot is implemented, which sets off a series of events that bring people and stories together or to a close during the remainder of the episode. Dexter carefully leads Harrison to the penthouse in an attempt to assist him in leaving the vault, and Harrison uses his friend's contact to secure a waiting job at the gala. Charley, however, catches Harrison and takes him up to the penthouse, where he chooses to speak with Dexter. He tried to blackmail her into giving him what he wanted by utilizing the data he discovered on Charley, but she wasn't ready for what he had to say. It appears that Prater had files on everyone, including his employees, which he kept hidden in the vault as insurance in case they were needed. Charley won't have it, though, and after she leaves, Dexter and Harrison argue back and forth about the vault combination. Harrison chooses one option after considering two options based on clues from the files in the vault, and the door opens. Before they can leave, Dexter takes some files and a weapon, then has to return because he needs the thumbprint to use the elevator, so he sends Harrison ahead. This is one of those ideal Dexter father/son bonding moments, complete with a dead body, strange files, and a vault full of serial killer material. Now, the strange is just the standard, and it works very well. Still furious over the data Prater has on her, Charley approaches him and informs him that she has resigned and is going on. She offers him a straightforward option. He will continue to cover her mother's medical expenses, she will vanish, or, as she so tactfully stated, it may be scorched soil. Good sequence, with Dinklage's expression displaying complete uncertainty and wrath, further agitating Prater's mental instability. Furthermore, after making a brief stop with security to check the cameras and get a gun, Prater sees Harrison walking away and captures him, bringing him back inside. Dexter returns inside for a showdown after a brief phone call, and Harry, James Remar, welcomes him as he exits the elevator back into the penthouse and gives him some straightforward instructions: get the jerk.